Hello, 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 YouTube land. This is Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 42, Walk of Shame. Alright, so we start off literally with Dante and Nicole. Like, remember he pulled up. Nicole, what's this? You know, she got in the car with the other dude. Man, I tell you, like, this nigga he freaked out. Like, I probably would have did the same thing. Y'all probably would have did the same thing, cause bitch, I spent all this. That's what he said. All this stuff I did for you, and you gonna give him? I spent all this money on you. Like, I don't want to cuss, but you know he was saying all the words, the p words and shit. You know you can't really cuss too much on YouTube. I'll wait till a little later. But yeah, hot like a mug, and she was just sitting there like, I'll tell you later. Like, Dante, like she was just quiet, and the dude she was with, I think his name was Eric or something, he talking about he didn't even know, like he knew she was talking to him, but he didn't know exactly how deep that their communication was, or that their friendship or relationship was. So he like, well hell, I don't even know. I mean, ain't nothing he can do either but sit back and watch. But Dante was like, hell nah, bitch. You can give me all that stuff back. Give me the phone. Never mind. Keep the phone. I'm gonna just cut it off. He opened up the trunk. He threw out teddy bears and shoes, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It was raining too, so she had to throw that shit in the trash. I mean, a complete waste. Talk about she don't know what to do right now. Like, girl. And he skirting off, and I mean crying. Like he was just in the car beating his dang steering wheel up. Like, dude, whew, I feel bad for him. But everybody warned you, Dante. We told you, don't mess with this girl. Don't do it. And you did it anyway. So then Stan, the old man, well, basically him and Lisa, you know, she left the house and she did the motel thing again. But she is paroled to his house, so technically that's where she got to be, you know, paper-wise. So she called him up, and she just got to apologize. Well, not apologize. Mostly him to apologize to her, because he was the one that was really tripping. But she had to make the first step, you know, to initiate that. And, you know, telling him all the stuff she want to hear, you know. Lisa, she's smart. And she knows her bucks, you know, her funds is low, so she need a little cash. So she been spending all her money on these rooms. So she like, yeah, he got to give me this money back anyway. So I might as well call him, and they gonna work it out, at least for now. Then we get back to Dougie. Now, Doug, remember it left off with him arguing too, with his sisters and shit. Well, mainly the one sister. The other one, she kind of sat back. But the one with the pink hair or red hair, I think her name was Crystal. I don't know what's their relationship, but she is mad at that fool, and she was just going in, like telling Rachel all this stuff, like, you better leave him. He gonna take all your money. He ain't no good. He a dog. He trash. He going back to jail. And here he come around the corner. It's like, yeah, you gonna be in 60 days back in jail. You ain't no good. And her husband or her boyfriend had to like push her away, because you know I think she lived next door, and then the other sister lived next door, and then mom and daddy lived in the middle. So technically she ain't go too far. But all in the midst of this, little Dougie, oh my God, because you know the fight started over the letters. Little Dougie was mad or whatnot, and was writing things down that he never sent off, and the sister brought it up, not the one with the red hair, the other one. I don't know if she brought it up to make fun of Dougie or what, but he was mad, like, don't you dare talk about that stuff. I'm going to be so mad at you. And she's like, yeah, he was writing how his life is so terrible and how he missed his dad and he wished things could be better. But, you know, obviously things is not what he thought it was going to be. So he kind of had a little breakdown. And he had to run into the car. And Doug is trying to tell him, like, well, talk to me, you know, like, I guess, you know, trying to be a dad like he's supposed to be. And little Dougie like, no, I don't want to talk to Rachel. Like, he don't like him yelling at him. I think he didn't know he was going to be so strict on him. And then he didn't like the way that he was yelling at his sisters and stuff like that. So he was like, dang, this is just a lot. Like, I thought you was going to be a fun, loving, you know, positive type dad. But now you like not. You're angry and shit, like, this is the way we gonna live? Like, no, while he was in there, I thought it was gonna be different. So, But his dad is just telling him, like, look, I'm going to be strict on you either. I don't care what you say. I guess it's just the way he grew up, like the way his dad or whatever must have treated him. So he's just saying, it is what it is. You're going to learn to be with me. You're going to learn my rules, or it is what it is. I don't know how it's going to really work out, but they do got a lot of work to do because they don't know each other like that either. So they need to learn how to, learn each other first, and then be dad and son. I don't know. They got to fix that. And Rachel's there basically consoling him. And what I guess Dougie would say, babying him, because he is a little old to be. I don't know. Maybe he did need a hug in that moment, but sometimes maybe not. And Doug, he don't like that. So, Jeff, remember, he was sitting with Kyle, and they was just, talking and things, trying to get to know each other. And Jeff is like, well, look, Kyle, I'll bring this up to you first, because he just kind of want to get a feel for maybe what Jeff reaction or what Kyle reaction is, and how he should go about talking to Anissa about his situation. So he like, look, I got this secret, and I ain't told Anissa this, but I got this ex-girlfriend, Christine, the one he was talking to on the phone or whatnot. So he's like, look, she got this kid who's 18, and turns out the kid is mine. Like, back in the day when she had the kid, I was locked up. He said he called, but the mama answered the phone and told him that, oh, the baby ain't yours, and to never, come around these parts no more, type deal. So he did stay away, but he ended up getting a DNA test while he was out there in the halfway house, and it came back positive, or 100%, 99.9%, sure you are the father. So, it is what it is. Kyle said, look, you can tell her she might be a little upset, but just don't keep it from her too long, because if you don't, or if you do, I'm going to be the one to tell her. So, at least I don't know why he told him first. Boy, because he going to be the one to rat you out in the end. Then we get to Brittany. So Brittany and Ray, they finally got, in the bed. They waking up. They have fun. Brittany had the time of her life, as she would put it, the best she ever had, and then some. And, he get a little text from Grandma. Grandma say, I'm coming over. I'm just dropping off some food. You know how grandmas be. Gotta make sure she feed her grandson. Sorry, that's my kid in the background talking to his friends on the phone. Anywho. Yeah, so she like, damn, your grandma trying to be all up in our biz. Well, she trying to make sure I ain't got you handcuffed or nothing. He like, it is what it is. Grandma love him. So he like, well, how about your parents? Like, and when am I gonna meet them? And she just said, well, she's trying to kind of just let them know, like, look, they don't even know that you is gonna be living here. I told them, like, they just not ready for you. I told them you was living with your parents, but I did tell them about you. So she's like, they're just not ready to meet you. I just want to wait before I bring you up to them. And, he's just kind of like, well, dang, like, you done met my parents and my grandma, shoot, at this point. So can I meet somebody, a brother, a sister? Maybe she can meet the sister first, and then they can ease into the parents. I think that's how I would do it, since the sister already know about him. Go ahead and drop that bomb. So Courtney and Jeff, they are, not doing good at all. Like, she asking him, yo, you want to fuck? And he like, no. And she like, I mean, what the fuck? Like, I mean, come on now. It's been, what? I don't know, 10 days or so. It's not that long, because I think he has only 14 days at her house, and then he has to go to the other house and do the rest of his parole there, because, he can't be there until, I think, 2 years, and then he can parole back to her house. That's how they plan on doing it, and then they're supposed to be married, right? In the meantime. But no, it's not going like that. Like, he just, I don't know if he's depressed or what it is, but he just laying around playing a game, just not paying her no mind. They're not really, talking like they should be. They're just mostly just fighting. And it's probably mostly a bunch of little stuff, who knows, but, and it's cold. We'll say this might, well, I don't know if it's cold at that time, because, you know, everybody was on lockdown at some point, but, and I think they might be, are they in Michigan too? No, I don't know. But anyway, um, yeah, so she frustrated, and he's like, I mean, he frustrated too. Like, they just can't. They trying to talk it out to some resolve, but it doesn't really get resolved. Like, she's the one. Well, I guess they're both angry, but she's mainly the most frustrated because, as we know, out of everybody on the show, she sacrificed her whole life. You know, her whole life. Like, I lost my job. I went to jail. I'm on probation. Like, I can't do this and this and that. I'm a felon now because I done messed around with your ass. Like, what the hell was I thinking? What was you thinking? Maybe she was in a depressed state or something. Well, she bet him. Who knows? But it wasn't a good idea. And I think she's starting to see that now. Which I don't think she bought that dress that one time. We'll see if she did or not. But yeah, she ain't gonna be able to use it if they're gonna keep fighting like this. And then he's still, well, she's a little upset that he's talking to his friends too. Like they must call him. I'm assuming they call the house because you can't, when you in jail, you can't call them. They gotta call you. So, and he just saying he just want to be their support, you know, since they was on lockdown. But I don't know. Somehow she jealous. Are you jealous of his friendship with the inmates? Because it didn't sound like he was talking to no females. Or are you jealous of the females? Like, I don't know. Maybe if he did talk to another female, she would be jealous because you're not sleeping with me, so you must be sleeping with somebody else. But who knows? He can't get it up, but it ain't working for them, right? Then we flip to Stan, and you know, Stan and Lisa, they back at the house finally, and he like, okay, let's get this dinner started. And then, you know, we just roll with the punches. Like, he just going. Like, I'm just ready. Stan is just ready. I think he's the only one left out of everybody who ain't did it yet, honestly. So, you know, Lisa like, look, I ain't never cooked like this. You know, when I was locked up, people, they cook for me, you know. But some instances happen where I guess the people get mad. They might put some shit in their food and feed them to some folks. But obviously it never happened to her. I think whoever was making her food, she made sure, like, bitch, you better not poison me or I'm going to be in the hole somewhere, right? So it is what it is. You know, she tough, right? They eating, he makes some steaks on the grill and everything. You would have thought he had a bigger grill. That little ass thing. Okay, whatever, Stan. Make her some steaks and stuff. While they eating, I swear he only took like 2 bites. Talking about, ooh, I'm full. Ooh, you want some champagne? And she like, dang, slow down. You just ready to get up, like, you ready to go now? He like, pretty much, yeah. And she like, all right, well, slow down. Like, you ain't gonna be touching me at this moment. How about I relieve some stress? How about I relieve, you know, some little frustration of my own first, and then maybe we could think about whatever you want. And for her, that means we gotta go down to the basement. And we know that straitjacket. We saw the picture, but now we actually got to see it. It's like a whole bodysuit type thing. So I don't know if it's, I guess like this, and it's black, and they got all the buckles and shit. Yeah, and that was the basement. Cause what? That did not look. I don't know. They didn't show the whole thing, but from the looks of it, no. Where's the couch? Where's the carpet? Where's the nice little section that we're supposed to be doing this at? We're just gonna do this in the middle of the storage. Well, anywho, they closed the door, and she like, all right then, let's go. And he was popped the champagne. He was ready, like Stan, like, yep. Whatever she got to do for me is gonna help me out, cause she a pro. Yeah, she a pro, all right. So, you know, that little commercial in between the show, you know, that little 30-second snippet, they had it on Jeff this time. He working out with some center blocks or whatever those things are that you, the bricks you put your car on, those. And her friend come up to her talking about, hey, how you doing? You ever have a job and all that stuff? I see you plugging in, you know, his tether all the time. And he just trying to explain like, nah, he never had no job. But he don't plan on working and things because he want a motorcycle. In his country accent, and his, you know, his mouth like this, so like motorcycle. and some Gucci pants. I said, what, dude? I ain't got no Gucci pants. What the hell? All right, then. That means, Jeff, you need to be getting a job right now and stacking that money. Because if you get some Gucci pants, Anissa gonna need a Gucci bag, okay? So Rachel and Doug, they have a sit down because Rachel like, well, let's talk about this argument with Dougie and the family and stuff. Like, the way you argue with little Dougie is just, it's not really right, and you got to change some things. And in his mind, like Doug, like, well, look, I was raised like my daddy. You don't speak when the adult's speaking, and you respect your adults and all that stuff. Like his dad must have been hard on them, is what he's trying to say. Like him and his brothers and sisters. And obviously, do you see how you turned out, Doug? All that punishment and crap that your daddy was doing to you, do you see what it did to you? You ended up in prison. So maybe it's not a good idea that you yell at your son and all those things. Cause like Rachel said, what is he, like 12? It's like a sensitive moment, because it's right before the teenage years, and because he's still, he a big kid, but he's still, got that little kid thing still going. So you always want to make sure that transition is smooth, so that when they do turn into the teenager, they just don't automatically just go crazy and rebel and act up because their parents were, basically some shitty parents. And Doug realized, like, look, we need to know each other. I've been gone. That's why he acting up, because I ain't been here. And Rachel like, well, yeah, let's do therapy then. We'll talk to the third person, and we'll try to come to a middle ground. He like, nah, therapy ain't gonna work. I don't know if he said he tried it and denied it, because his parents is just, what he say, he was loved, not watched, Probably they let him run rapid around the neighborhood, him and his brothers and sisters, and everything. Like I said, it didn't work out for you, Doug. You went to prison and everything. So do you want your son being the way you is? No. So y'all need to go to therapy, and you need to learn how to talk to your son better. So he said, sure, he'll try to be a better communicator. And she like trying to give him an ultimatum, like, otherwise you got to leave. And he like, girl, you ain't gonna give me no ultimatum. That's not the way this works up in here. Because, I wear the pants is how he thinking he see these things. So, I don't know, Rachel. You got something on your hands when it comes to him. Because he pretty stern in his word. But it is what it is. He got to learn how to get off the yard. Like, I think, how people be locked up and they just got that mindset. It's just kind of stuck in with them. So, he got to get off the yard. And then he be back, get off the yard, get in the house. So, Brittany and Ray, they trying to enjoy their time together. Well, at least in Brittany's eyes, she thinking, oh my God, his grandma's taking over. Like, she about to come over and bring some food and dinner for us. And she like, I just want to be with you. And I'm like, girl, you better cut it out, because grandma show up with 3 bowls. It looked like some either mashed potatoes or potato salad. And it was a nice big bowl, okay? So they don't have leftovers. And like 2 things of meat. It was like some fried chicken or something. Girl, grandma come over every day. She should bring breakfast too. Shoot. Free food. And I bet it was good. But anywho, she's like, oh my gosh, like, I just want on to myself, like all this crap. And he like, I ain't going nowhere. You gonna see me every day, girl. I see them, not all, like I don't see them all the time. Plus I've been locked up. So if they want to come once a blue moon or whatever, I don't know if grandma came every day, but grandma done came. And she pretty much, I guess just pretty much asking Brittany all these questions. Like, so your parents sound nice. Have you met them? To Ray, he like, nah, I ain't met them yet. And she like, well, why, Brittany? What's going on? You met us? And she like, well, I just want to wait for the right moment. It's just not right now. He just got out. I want to make sure, he got his stuff together, let him breathe, get on his feet, and then I'll present him to them. And she like, well, this sounds like you trying to hide him, or, you ashamed of him, all these things that are going through her mind. And Brittany like, no, it's not like that. Like, they know about him. They just, they don't know he living here, though. And grandma like, oh, nah, see. if you want to be with my baby, her baby, she said, he grown, but he's still my baby. You're going to have to start being truthful. You can't be having these lies and things like that. And eventually you have to meet them. And she basically told her, like, look, if anything happens, you hurt his feelings, you break his heart, it's all on you. I'm putting it all on you. It ain't on me, it ain't on daddy, it ain't no stepmama. It's on you. You did it. Like, go ahead and let the family meet him. And let them, if they're going to be judgy, let them be judgy and all that stuff. But if you love him, then you have to have his back. But Grandma said, I'm watching y'all. Okay? You on my radar, Brittany. So, hey, she better either go ahead and introduce his family either before he get his stuff together. Or, like I said, maybe just the sister first. Do the sister first. Let the sister meet the grandma and then do like that. Maybe it'll ease her mind. She said, I'm going to be watching y'all. Okay, Ray? I got your back. All right, so Nicole is the last one out for the episode. And she basically coming home. We'll say doing the walk of shame. Because talking about she done slept with Eric or whatnot, Talking about she was just mad at Deontay. So I might as well just go ahead and do it, right? Fine, I guess he was going to do it anyways. Girl, why are you lying? So the mom and her, the mom wife is sitting there, and they like, girl, what the hell? We woke up and we saw that whole scene. Like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she like, well, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Like, dang, I was just, she like, really? You called this fool to come pick you up? Yeah, you didn't know Dante was gonna be sitting there watching you, but dang, what do you think? Like, he love you, he like you, just like he like you, everything, all he done for you. You hurt his feelings. And she like, yeah, you right. And they just looking at her like, girl, you just don't get it. Like, honestly, her mom is just looking at her like, what the fuck did I do to go? Like, why did she go this way? Because this is not it. Like, what is wrong with her? And she's like, yeah, you lucky that's all he did was yell at you, which is true. Somebody could have tore that car up. Honestly, the police could have been called, everything. Like, beat you and the dude up, everything. If he had a gun, he could have pop. You just do not know. That's why you don't be playing with people's emotions. You're not supposed to do that. Right? Like, I just don't know. Like, yeah, when he went to the truck, like, that shit is scary as hell. If I was there, I'm like, scared. See, I don't know if they know black people like that, but you go to the truck, nigga, it's time to go, okay? For real. That's where they got the bitch. Don't play. You gonna play with me? Okay. Nope. Got to go. So they just sat there honestly and just looked like that's what they did. But the mom was like, okay, so what you gonna do now? And she like, well, I don't know. I guess I'll keep talking to Eric because Dante ain't even called me back yet. And she like, what happened to Tia? I thought you talked to that girl. And she like, well, yeah, I still be talking to her too. And the mom is just like, her and the wife, they're like, what is wrong with this girl? She ain't gonna never get it. She ain't gonna learn. We just don't understand at this point. They like, no, you need to apologize to Dante. You need to stop treating people this way. You need to consider other people's feelings and stop being selfish. Because that's all the things that she's doing right now. Like, and she talking about, oh, well, it's easier. Or when we was in prison, it's easier to date because not that many people, choose from. But on the outside where you just got all these options. So if that was the case, then you should have just told Dante that, like, look, when I come on the outside, we'll be friends and buddies with friends with benefits or something, but I ain't gonna be with you. Like, that's all she had to say. But no, talking about you love him and all that. Girl, no, you don't. No, you don't. But anyway, that was the show. Love After Lockup. We TV, and I'm going on vacation, but I think I'll be back for the next episode. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.